My name is Jean-David Gratepanche. I'm a postdoctoral research fellow in Laura Katz's lab at Smith College. The work I'm presenting to you is a collaboration with two other labs, Chris Lane at University of Rhode Island and Chuck Delwich at University of Maryland. The manuscript is entitled Microbial Diversity in the Eukaryotic SAR Clade, illuminating the darkness between morphology and molecular data, and it assesses the stage of knowledge for the eukaryotic clade SAR. SAR stands for Sternopila, Alveolata, and Rosaria, and some have argued that these clades make up half of the eukaryotic diversity. Some well-known Sternopila are diatoms, phototrophic organisms that live in glass shell. Brown algae, including kelp. Brown algae are common in tidal area and are used as gelling agents. And oomycete, also known as watermore, and the causative agent of Irish potato famine. Some well-known Alveolata, the A in SAR, are apicomplexa, such as Plasmodium, the units that cause malaria, ciliates, which are recognizable by their multitude of hair-like cilia and their dimorphic nuclei, both germline and somatic nuclei in every cell, and dinoflagellates, which are characterized by two long flagella and are the photosynthesis partner of coral. Rosaria, the R in SAR, is the most recently notified of the three clades. While the two others have synapomorphy, or share morphological characteristics, such as two different flagella for Sternopila and alveoli for the Alveolata, the Rosaria lack common characteristics. The foraminifera are members of Rosaria. They are composed of tests or shells that are used in paleontology to date rocks and to find oil. Rosaria also contains the non-monophilic group Radiolaria, which have delicate skeletons that can be used to identify species. The last group within the Rosaria are the Cercozoa, composed of small flagellates such as Alapsa and shell amoeba such as Euglyphid and Gromidae. To better understand the SAR clade, we estimate the number of SAR species, relying on binomial names that largely emerged from microscopy over the past 150 years or so. To identify SAR species, we use OpenShift taxonomy and observe that the SAR clade is composed of around 61,000 named species. Some families have more species than others, which we think is related to easiness of morphological identification and the level of research interest. We then evaluated the availability of molecular data for SAR species. We first observed that around 10% of SAR species are extinct and thus have no molecular data. Next, we look at the living species and find that only 10% of SAR species have molecular data, while 90% of SAR species do not. We also identify the well-sampled SAR family as those for which 50% of species have been sampled with molecular data. This analysis reveals that the bulk of SAR diversity is in the dark area. Most named species have yet to be sampled with modern techniques. Once we had an estimate of proportion of SAR with molecular data, we want to know what other information is available on the source of samples. To do this, we look at the number of sequences or records and the number of species with molecular data in GenBank that are either free-living or host associated. We find that 40% of the sequences are host associated, but that this represents only 15% of the species with molecular data. This analysis also shows that Alveolata in blue are the main lineages for host-associated species, and that these hosts are mainly vertebrate. Remember that the Alveolata includes the organisms that causes malaria, so this is not surprising. But we need to put effort toward assessing the diversity of SAR species associated with plants and other non-vertebrate hosts to better capture diversity of this important clade. We then evaluated the data on free-living SAR species. We look at the isolation source of this record and observe that the sequence for free-living SAR species come mainly from marine environment, or do not have information reported in GenBank. This means that freshwater and terrestrial environment should be studied more. We also look at the geographical distribution of SAR species in GenBank and its associated metadata. Mainly, we found that the SAR species do not have a lot of geographical metadata in GenBank. We encourage you to read the manuscript and hope that our work will convince you of the importance of SAR and the tremendous amount of work needed to illuminate this diverse clade.